Hello, people. It's me, Comic Chat. It's that time. I'm running a little bit late. I'm going to apologize to you right off the top that I may have some technical today. My internet seems to be running extremely slow. It's been doing a lot of buffering. I'm going to apologize to you up front. Please let me know if the sound is good. Come on in. Can you hear me, Art? I got a new mic system I'm trying out. I hope it's better than my old webcam system. It's supposed to be a little bit better. I hope the sound is better. Again, before I get too far into this, sure, I want to apologize to you. I'm running a little slow. I'm lagging for some reason. Not sure what's going on with the internet. Don't know if it's the weather or not. Please forgive me. Please let me know if you can't hear me or if the sound is not better. The sound is better. It should be better. The sound is better. It should be better. Sounds gooder. Okay, I appreciate that. Sounds gooder. Okay, I appreciate that. Sounds gooder. Give me a minute. I'm setting up. I'm sending out links. How's the trip? Yeah, I thought I bought one too, but apparently it wasn't good enough. So I looked online. This is a regular like DJ mic they use. Paid a pretty penny for it, but of course I don't think that this computer can handle it. So I tried this one I have on my head now, so hopefully it'll be better. How was the casino yesterday? So I take it that is no longer a consideration for a possible location after you achieve your objective. Okay, if anyone else going to join me besides the Tasteless Cyclist channel, please do so. I appreciate everyone's input. Everyone is going to join me. There's really not much that went on in the comic book world this week. There's two things I mainly was going to talk about, and then I was going to depend a lot upon questions and answering. But we'll give everybody a few more minutes because this was really kind of last minute, but I appreciate your support. Right now I have 439. I'm going to wait until 4:41. That's 2 minutes. See if any more are going to come in. Then I'm going to go ahead and start. What time are y'all pulling out? The news we're getting is that the weather is getting worse. It's a category 5 now. Hopefully it's going to make that turn back out into the ocean, but Tuesday at 10. Okay. Well, if I need to stop by, y'all didn't come by 95. Y'all went the other way around 285. Went North Carolina that way. I was thinking y'all came this way, but either way, just be careful. Just saw pictures of the Bahamas, and it's pretty devastated. The eye is over. Well, the hour ago, the eye was over Bahamas, but everything's pretty much flooded. The storm surge got the best of it. So hopefully, we won't get any of that. Yeah, you are open. Because right now we don't have any shelters being open, so that's a good sign for us. Whenever we start opening shelters, and that's when we get it. That's when we're gonna be pretty busy. Okay, the time is now 4:42. I guess it's gonna be pretty short today. People probably busy, probably watching football. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead with the show as always. Before I get started, I'm gonna ask you to well, first of all, I'm gonna thank you for subscribing to my channel. If this is your first time viewing my channel, please sign up for my subscription. Please leave me a thumbs up. Please hit the notification bell because I don't want you to miss any material that I upload. I try to do a show at least once a week, sometimes twice, every Sunday, usually between the hours of 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock p.m. is when I try to do the show. Sometimes because of life, it doesn't happen, but pretty much you can depend on seeing me during that time. Today, I'm going to primarily cover two topics. The first topic being this big mess that is Sony and Marvel. I'm hearing talks, very positive talks, that Sony is going to come back to the table. Well, they originally were ones that gave the final offer, but Marvel declined it. But basically, I'm hearing that they're going to give them the 50%, but they're going to ask for some more stuff. They're going to ask for that Spider-Man be used in other movies at their discretion. I think there are talks of making a Morbius movie. There was a talks of making a Kraven the Last Hunt movie, and I can't think of the other spinoff. But I'm thinking, and what I'm hearing is that Sony wants, okay, we're going to give you the money because you're doing a lot of the production work and stuff, but we're going to ask for more exclusivity, I guess, or more involvement into the Marvel Universe. We're going to be able to insert Tom Holland Spider-Man into whatever movie we want to and expand the Marvel Universe from the perspective of where Sony's at, which I don't have a problem with that. Marvel wasn't smart enough or wasn't quick enough to buy the Spider-Man property, so I don't think that they should get their fair share of the money, of the profits. I'm not saying they shouldn't, but at the same time, you can't skin a man and try and take advantage of him because he has something that you want. If he's not willing to part ways with that property, then, in my opinion, part of something is better than part of nothing. I think 50 cents is a little bit too high. If it was me, I would go more 70-30, maybe 60-40, but I would not do 50-50 because give them too much. I think Disney is going to eventually just go in there and bully them and take over the property completely, and then they're going to be left with whatever scraps that they think is fair. Not what is actually fair, but what Disney think is fair. We all know that Disney is a juggernaut. It owns ESPN, ABC, all the different kind of properties, and Star Wars, and Sony will be just another notch on the belt. So if I was Sony, I would stick to my guns. 73rd fan. I don't know the inner workings, the in and outs of that. It's just common sense. My understanding, just common sense. I would not give you. I would share with you and pay you a fair day's work at a fair price. At the same time, you're not going to take total advantage of me. So, first topic. Second topic is this new Joker movie. Now, this new Joker movie is not going to be a part of the DCU universe at all. This is something that's going to be outside of it. It's my understanding that DCU has more success, or doesn't have the skill set, I believe, or the personnel to have a very tight knit or a very cohesive uh, universe like Marvel has. It took Marvel basically 2021 movies to get to Endgame, and to me, Endgame was a masterpiece. I just bought Endgame Friday. I watched it yesterday twice. First time I watched the complete movie, and then the second time I bought the 4K pack and watched where the producers and the Russo brothers talked throughout the whole thing and told us little tidbits that you normally wouldn't get. If you are a fan of Endgame, a fan of Marvel, and you want to know some of the inner workings and some of the thought processes of the movie, I say it's a good buy for you to get. In fact, it has some bonus um, footage on there I hadn't watched it. I think about it's four on that. I hit the function that lets you allow to hear what the directors are talking about during each scene. So it's pretty interesting. I didn't know that a lot of the kids in the movie were the Russo brothers' kids. The girl playing Hawkeye's daughter was one of the Russo daughters. I can't think her name. And the girl and the children that were taking pictures with Professor Hulk were the Russo kids. I thought it was pretty interesting. But go there and because they tell like Professor Hulk was supposed to come out in Infinity War, but they said it would be just too much uh, material they couldn't cover properly. So that's why they cut it from Infinity War and brought him out in Endgame. But originally he was supposed to be in Infinity War. Some other things we were talking about. Um, can't remember off the top of my head, but they originally was going to let Cap beat Thanos once he get in the hammer, but then they said the payoff was him saying Avengers Assemble because all the other movies at one movie he hinted that, but never said it at the very end whenever the Avengers broke up and it was Scarlet Witch and Falcon and War Machine starting the new Avengers. Cap kind of teases and says it, but he doesn't ever say Avengers Assemble. So the reason they didn't let Cap win that fight was because it was going to build up to where two things. First thing, when if you watch I think it was the Winter Soldier, I can't remember which one it was, but Cap was running around the Washington Monument, and so was Sam Wilson, the Falcon. And every time he passed me, he would say, "On your left." That was something that he said 3 or 4 times, and it kind of stuck in our minds. Well, whenever Cap was about to face Thanos' whole army in Endgame by himself, he could hear Sam in his ear saying, "On your left" or "To your left." And when Sam, first the Black Panther and Okoye and Shuri walked out of the time funnel that Doctor Strange made, then you saw the Falcon fly through, and then that brought back "On your left." And then also when everybody else came out the tunnels, that's when Cap caught the hammer. And they said that in the movie they went to, when he caught the hammer the second time, the crowd went crazy and they really couldn't hear him say Avengers Assemble, but they had him say it a certain way to get more of a dramatic, um, to make it more dramatic, basically. But they said that if you, when they were in the theater, when they watched it, when he caught the hammer the second time and said Avengers Assemble, the crowd went crazy, so you really couldn't do it. So if you watch the movie, if you go get that, it tells you little nuances and little things why they did this, why they did that. They are geniuses when they break down stuff to you, and you be like, well, why they do this? And I didn't watch it all. I had to go and do something else. But I watched till that part where Captain America and Iron Man. I didn't watch their intake on whenever Tony sacrificed himself. But they also said something interesting about Thor that basically Thor was his old self once he powered up with both those hammers. He still was a little chunky, but it said basically at that time he had the right mindset. I believe if Thor was still in his regular fighting form like he was in the first Thor when he was in Thor Ragnarok, I believe that he could have defeated Thanos. I talked to a friend of mine that has on another YouTuber, and he says up and down. And if you go back a few months, I did a YouTube article on I believe Odin could have defeated Thanos. I believe Thanos waited until Odin died because Odin was the only one that was powerful enough to stop him. If you look in the comic books, the Odin Force is something on a different level. He destroyed whole worlds, created whole worlds with the Odin Force, and according to comic book lore, whoever the king of Asgard, whenever the old king dies or relinquishes his rule, he's supposed to give the Odin Force to the new king. Maybe not if he's living, I'm not sure, but especially if he died, which Odin died in that movie, Thor's supposed to inherit the Odin Force. And the Odin Force is supposed to be something just below the level of omnipotence. So I believe that Odin, in his full strength, with Odin power, with Odin Force, um, everything that he possesses, I believe that he could have defeated Thanos. But a lot of people you talk to said he couldn't. But that new hammer, Stormbreaker, is supposed to be the weapon of a king god, which Thor was. It doesn't have the same restrictions that Mjolnir has because you can only lift Mjolnir if you are deemed worthy. So if you're not worthy, you're not going to lift it. And according to the movies, the only three people that was worthy of lifting it was Thor himself, the Vision, and Captain America in Endgame. So if you're not worthy, and if for whatever reason Thor doesn't have possession of the hammer or those other two characters, then Mjolnir is basically useless. Stormbreaker, however, if you have the strength to lift it, which I think where we saw in the movie, Captain America lifted it because at one point he had Stormbreaker and Thor had Mjolnir and they switched. He said, Thor said, give me the big one, you take the little one. So someone with incredible strength can only be the one that can lift and wield those hammers. Captain America, we know he has the strength to lift it because we saw him lift it, and we also know that he is worthy of lifting it. So I think that at full strength, I'll repeat it myself again. I think at full strength, Thor should have been able to give Thanos a more of a fight. It should have been almost dead even, but because he was out of shape, lacking in confidence, I think that was something that hindered him. Just my opinion. Now, second thing I was talking about, I got way off topic. Was the Joker? The Joker movie is coming out. It's not going to be a part of the DCU universe. I think it's already had several early showings, early viewings, and they're talking about Oscar. It's going to be Oscar nominations. That Joaquin Phoenix should get awards for this movie. I hope he does. Anything that brings more attention and more light to comic book movies is a good thing for that type of movie, for that type of experience if you like that. Um, I think comic book movies are long overdue. Like I said, I know I used to watch everything I could when I was a little boy, but apparently the technology and the special effects wasn't up to time. Now, if I go back and watch the old Shazam or the old Wonder Woman or the old Spider Man, is comical, especially the Batman and Robin from 1966. It is very comical now. But back then, that's all we had. Now, fast forward 20, 30, 40 years, special effects is through the roof. So I definitely hope that Joaquin Phoenix does outstanding job and gets that Oscar nomination. 'Cause that's only going to help. Because as I can remember, Jamie Foxx has an Oscar, and who else has an Oscar? Somebody else that played in the movies that has an Oscar. Oh, I can't think of it now. Oh yeah, the guy's gonna play Blade. I can't think of his name. Uh, anyway, those two actors that have Oscars, and when actors that has Oscars start demanding and start wanting to play in the movies, then that's only going to be a good thing for comic book movies. That's going to be a good thing for Marvel and DC. I'm very interested in seeing the new Blade. How they're going to do that. I think Wesley Snipes is the perfect Blade, but this new guy, Marshala Ali, I think his name is. He is supposed to be a very excellent actor. I've seen some of his movies. He's a very good actor. What's up, Ashton? So I think he's going to bring justice to Blade, but we'll see. I know the acting part he's going to kill. Just not sure about the fight scenes, but we'll wait and see. Um, Galactic Comments guy, I got your message on my phone. I'm not sure why you can't comment on it. I don't know. Everyone else that seems to be on the show now can. I don't see your name on here. I see you on my phone, and I appreciate the support, but I don't understand why I'm not seeing you on my live chat screen. But I'm glad that you're here. I appreciate the support. Like I said again, um, trying to think of anything else. Yes, those of you that like Mortal Kombat, they're working on that movie. They're filming in Australia. They will be filming later on this year, and hopefully next year we will see it. I know that they have already found the actors to fill several of the characters. I can give you a quick rundown. They have the actor to fill these following characters: Scorpion, Sub Zero, Liu Kang, Jax, Kano, Sonya Blade, and Raiden. I am ready to see this. Mortal Kombat is one of my favorite games. I just recently purchased a PlayStation 4. I don't have that game yet, but I will have it probably before the end of the month. I love Mortal Kombat. All those victories, all the kills. I love it. The stories before it, it's fantastic. There's a lot of talk also too about Star Wars. Um, this Dark Ray is a big thing that's coming up. Um, Star Wars, I'm ready to see. I was not excited. I was not excited about Star Wars until I saw this last trailer. This last trailer now shows Dark Gray, and the comments that I heard and the explanations that I hear and some of the theories I'm hearing is quite crazy. I'm going to quickly go over what I've heard, and I like what I'm hearing. I just hope that it transfers into the movie screen. Basically, they're saying that Ray is a clone. If you remember back in Empire Strikes Back, I believe that's the first time that Luke Skywalker encountered Darth Vader. If I remember correctly, it's been a long time since I watched it, so correct me if I'm wrong. Um, Luke went to Dagobah to train under or to find Master Yoda and train under him. Once he found out who Master Yoda was, then he started training as a Jedi. But then he got some kind of vision that where he saw Leia was in trouble. Leia and Han was in trouble on Cloud City. Took off early from his training, went to Cloud City to try and rescue his friends. There he encountered Darth Vader, where Darth Vader told him he was his father. They fought with lightsabers. Darth Vader cut off his hand, Luke's hand. Now, fast forward to now, they're saying that some kind of way the Emperor and some of his spies or his scientists and doctors or whatever was able to get Luke's hand, and from Luke's hand, they were able to clone Rey. Also, I'm assuming I haven't heard this, but the only way I could have they could get Anakin's DNA is whenever they made him into Darth Vader. Um, appreciate the mic that appreciate it. Thanks about that. I'm glad it sounds better. Whenever they made Anakin into Darth Vader, I'm assuming that that is when the Emperor got his DNA. He combined Luke Skywalker and Anakin Skywalker's DNA to make Rey. It wasn't perfect the first time because if you remember when Rey finally found Luke on whatever that water world was, she went into her cave like he went into his cave when he was on Dagobah with Yoda. When she went down into that cave, all she saw was hundreds and hundreds of reflections of herself. Theories are saying that those reflections are the different clones that the Emperor went through to try to finally get to the perfect one, which is Rey. Rey has a strong connection to the Force. She didn't have to be taught how to do a Jedi mind trick. She didn't have to be taught how to fight with a lightsaber, which she defeated Kylo Ren the first time they fought each other. And she has very good control over the Force. For someone who's never been taught one day as a Padawan, she has all that. So theories are saying that with the DNA from Star Wars, from Luke Skywalker and from Anakin Skywalker, that's making her super powerful because those are the most two powerful Star Wars Force users that we know today. That's for the Jedi, not counting Master Yoda. So with that strong bloodline, they believe that the Emperor has made some more, and one of those clones he has trained as a Sith, and that is the Dark Rey that we see in the last trailer. She has what looks like two swords at first, then she hits some kind of button or flips it some kind of way, and it becomes a double-edged lightsaber. That is a clone. The theory people that are making these theories are saying that they are going to fight one another, the good Rey versus Dark Rey, and that eventually the Emperor is going to try and put his essence into one of those clones, probably the Dark Rey if he hasn't already, because there's supposed to be some kind of scientific lab or something that's under that fallen Death Star or some kind of temple that's going to allow the Emperor to transfer his essence into one of those clones. That's what some of the theorists are saying. If they do that, I think that would be awesome. If they don't, then I don't know how they're going to do it. J.J. Abrams is a weird cat, so he may or may not do that. There might just be a lot of theories. Sometimes you hear some when you don't have one definitive answer, people will start making up stuff. So this stuff sounds good. I hope it is. If it's that, I'm going to be very excited come Christmas time. I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I'm going to admit I have not liked the last two Star Wars. I definitely not like the fight with Luke Skywalker and Kylo Ren. I thought that fight totally sucked. I can appreciate the fact that he made a holographic image of himself way across the galaxy. That is an incredible feat. I haven't seen anyone do that, so I'm impressed in that. But the actual fight scene sucked. Did not like it. I like the last 5 minutes of Rogue One when Darth Vader just tore apart those guys in the ship. So my opinion, and this is Danny Grant's opinion, if you want a successful Star Wars movie, you get a compelling story, 2 or 3 fantastic lightsaber duels, good guys win at the end, and you're gonna make your money. It ain't that hard. I'm tired of seeing the Jedi. I know they are the good guys, but I've read a lot of the books, and I want to see the Sith. Tell the backstory of the Sith. In particular, I want to know Darth Maul. I've seen it on the Clone Wars cartoon. I've seen that, but I want to see it in live action. Or I want to see what the Darth Vader do on his times between his missions for the Emperor when he first became Darth Vader, something like that. Or I want to see Darth Bane when he created the Ruler 2. Or I want to see the Sith when they were all on the same side but were kind of backstabbing and stuff. and finally Darth Bane was able to trick them to kill off themselves, and then he created the ruler too. I want to see something like that. I'm tired of seeing all this Jedi good stuff, good guy stuff. Or if they want to do something, I want to see how Mace Windu came to power. I read that book. Mace Windu, he kind of flirted with the dark side and the back side, the light side and the dark side, but he was able to control it. That's why his sword is purple. A lot of people don't like it, but I dig that story because his fighting style only, according to the book that I read, there's only two people that know it: him and his Padawan, one of his Padawans that he taught. They're the only two that master that particular fighting style. I think it's Vipad, what they call it, VAAPAD. It's the seventh or either the eighth lightsaber fighting style. So if they would do something like that, that would grab my attention. I know the Skywalkers are awesome, but I'm tired of hearing about them. I've been hearing about them since the first movie, Star Wars, when I was a teenager. Now I'm almost 50, and I'm still hearing about the Skywalkers. Okay, it's time to uh, change the record. I want to hear more about the Sith. I want to see more about the Sith. Just my opinion, just my 2 cents. I'm gonna also tell y'all November 2nd, if I'm not mistaken, is when Disney Plus is coming out. Disney Disney Plus is pretty much going to be the equivalent to Netflix, except it's going to specialize in shows that Disney produce. If you are a Marvel or DC or a comic book fan, I'm going to strongly encourage you to pay the $7.99 a month it is and get Disney Plus. In the comic book store today, getting the usual comic books, and talk to the owners in there, and they believe it's going to crash the first day because it's such a high anticipation. I don't think that they're going to be able to handle it. But I'm telling you, the shows that Marvel's coming out with is going to be awesome. I'm just give you basically the shows that's coming out. Red Hulk. I'm interested in seeing that. General Ross is going to be Red Hulk. She-Hulk is coming out. Moon Knight. For those of you who don't know who Moon Knight is basically Marvel's version of Batman. I'm not sure if he has the resources as far as financial resources that Batman has, but he has gadgets. His detective abilities is almost as close as Batman's. Not sure about his being a escape artist like Batman is, but he has one thing Batman doesn't have. He has like superhuman strength that is increased or decreased by whatever moon formation it is. If it's like a full moon, that's when he's at his strongest physical strong peak. He's faster, stronger, more agility. Everything else is enhanced. When it's not a full moon, he's still as strong, but not as strong. Something I guess like a werewolf or something. But he was given his powers by some moon goddess or god. I just did a quick research on that. Don't know all the particulars, but I will know by next Sunday because I'm going to do more research. But he has a pretty strong following in the comic book world, when I'm being told. Along with Moon Knight, it's going to be Miss Marvel. She basically has the powers of Mr. Fantastic. What's so good about her is that I think she is, what's the word I'm looking for? I hate when I can't think of it. It'll come back to me. But she has basically, she's a young girl. I think she's Jewish, if I'm not mistaken. And she has the powers of Mr. Fantastic, but she doesn't let her family know because she doesn't want to. Well, she know they wouldn't like it because it's strongly going against her beliefs. So I think it's going to pull that community to be fans of it. Um, Winter Soldier and the Falcon, and also the Mandalorian. The Mandalorian looks good. A lot of people think that Boba Fett. Speaking of Boba Fett, my wife and daughters for my birthday, which was last week, got me this cool Boba Fett watch, Star Wars Boba Fett watch. I've been rocking to work every day. I'm an Invicta man. I wear Invicta just about every day. The Mandalorian is going to be basically about not Boba Fett. People think Boba Fett is a Mandalorian. He is not. He just wears their armor. The Mandalorian armor is basically supposed to be the, I guess, most one of the most high tech armors there are during that time. There's something in the helmet that allows the wearer to have 360 vision, so they can see what's on the side of them, behind them, whatever. And also, the armor protects them from blaster fire. So I'm ready to see that because it's going to talk about their different stories they went on and different missions and stuff. It looks like it's going to be pretty good. So I'm ready to see The Mandalorian. Gabe said, Danny, you called that Joker movie. Is Oscar level performance if you're giving it 10? Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. The clips I've seen, I don't think his Joker is good as Heath Ledger, but that's just me. I think Heath Ledger nailed it. Even though I'm a big Jack Nicholson fan, when I first saw Batman in 1989, Lord, whew, tell my age. I remember seeing it when I was over in Japan one Saturday night. Came over there, 1989. Um, I thought Jack Nicholson was awesome. But then when I saw Heath Ledger, I thought he took it to the next level. I'm not sure what Joaquin Phoenix is going to do. I've seen his, I know he's a good actor because he played Johnny Cash in The Ring of Fire and he's played another different movie. So he's a very strong actor. Just going to see how he's going to play the crazy part. He has the look, but can he pull it off? I thought Heath Ledger did an excellent job. But a friend of mine quickly said that the only reason that Heath Ledger got it was because no, not no 1909. That's when you were born, Tony Brown. 1989. A friend of mine said the only reason why Heath Ledger got it was because he died, which may be true, but we'll see what um, Joaquin Phoenix gets nominated. Everything I'm hearing, everything that people are saying that it's supposed to be dynamite, it's going to be a good movie. So we will wait and see. I'm ready to see. I know it's not going to be part of the DC universe for whatever reason. They're not going to have that tissue like the Marvel universe. So I'm not sure what DC's doing with that. They don't tie things together, but they're not. Only thing they got tied together that I'm aware of now is going to be Aquaman and Wonder Woman 1984. I'm hearing that'll be good. And they say Shazam is also in that universe. So maybe they'll try and do a Justice League too. And hopefully they'll get it right this time. I don't know. They're still talking. Another things I'm hearing too, The Rock is really trying to get into the MCU. I've heard The Rock is trying to be Submariner, and that in Black Panther 2, Namor is going to be in there. Now, I know he would like to do that because any actor now that's worth his or her salt wants to hook their wagon to the MCU train because it's big time. But I don't think that Vin Diesel is going to let that happen because Vin Diesel does not like The Rock. Ever since The Rock joined the Fast and Furious franchise, last couple movies they had a lot of friction. It's my understanding they're not even talking now. And as we know, Vin Diesel plays Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy. He voices Groot. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think Kevin Feige is gonna mess up that chemistry with all these egos, because other than Robert Downey Jr., there is nobody else that's really big time in the MCU. People are starting to catch a little wind and stuff now and a little fire because of the MCU. But if you go back to Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. is the biggest star that's been in there. Now, as Marvel has become more popular, people are trying to be a part of that. But go back and look. The biggest star is Robert Downey Jr. Trying to see anything else. That is basically all I have for the day. I've seen now that we've been on the air for 40 minutes, and I want to tell you all I appreciate every time that y'all come and support me. I really appreciate it. Gabe says he want Iron Man back. I do too. I wish they wouldn't have killed Iron Man, but I don't know. I guess things can't last forever. Um, I don't know why Tony must have knew. Tony must have made a decision that he was going to allow himself to get killed because he knew what the power. He knew what those Infinity Stones could do. So why wouldn't he build some kind of device to absorb that power? I don't understand that. Or why wouldn't he do something to take away some of that power or to distribute some of that power? I don't think maybe he didn't have enough time. Because they were saying in in case you just joined me, I bought the 4K version of Endgame, which tells you a lot of stories, and it was saying that when the Hulk did it, it was just so much power. Whoever puts it on, because that's why they killed Thanos so easily in the first act. When he snapped the second time, it pretty much took everything he had to survive that. And that's why when they come in there, he wasn't more of a. He didn't put up more of a fight because he had no strength. When you wield those Infinity Stones, it takes a toll on the body, and that's why, according to what they're saying, if you see another Professor Hulk, his armor is not going to be healed, or if it is, it's going to be a very very slow process. So if it did that to the Hulk, then you know Tony didn't stand a chance. I'm even surprised he lived as long as he did. It didn't kill him instantaneously. But um, I don't know. I don't know why they killed Iron Man. I mean, I guess it was necessary to keep the story going and to bring in fresh blood, new blood. But we're gonna see Robert Downey Jr. again. There is no doubt in my mind that however long it's gonna take, his daughter is gonna become the new Iron Man. In fact, I can't think of the character now. Um, Iron something they call her. Basically, it's a girl that was almost as she's was smart as Tony, and she built her own suit, Iron Man suit. She called herself Iron something. I can't think of it. But I think his daughter is going to be the next Iron Man or Iron Woman or whatever she calls herself, Iron something. And I believe Tony is going to be her artificial intelligence, like Friday was the female, and like Jarvis was at first. I believe Tony is going to be his daughter's voice that she hears in the suit, and he's going to guide her and tell her and show her, kind of mentor her what she needs to do when she goes up against her first bad guy. That's how I believe they're going to bring Tony Stark back because he's too popular of a character to just let die. So just hold on. You're going to get your wish, kind of sort of get your wish. I believe that's definitely going to happen. Looking at 43 minutes. Again, before I go, I just want to tell everybody I appreciate all your support. Please tell your friends. If you have any questions now, I'm going to open up for questions, comments, anything I can answer. Please send me a question. Please let me know. I just got this new microphone today. It came about 2 hours ago in the mail. Does it sound better than my old system? If it does, somebody give me a thumbs up. Um, can you hear me? Are you still on, Galactic Guy? Galactic Comics? Gabe, still on? Can you hear me? Does the new mic sound better? Ashton, Art, hello, anybody? Can anybody hear me now? I'm sending out links. Any new info on Blade? New mic is better. Thank you. I haven't heard anything about Blade yet. Um, I'm thinking if I was that guy, I think his name is Marsala. I can't pronounce Marsala Ali. If I was him, I'd be in the gym. I'd be at some martial artist dojo practicing my ass off because it's going to be very hard for him. He got some very big shoes to fill, in my opinion. Of Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes was born to be Blade. The only person I think maybe could do better than Wesley Snipes is Michael Jai White. I don't know why they didn't go to him. I think he could have been much cheaper than Marshall Ali because you have to pay that Oscar actor. Maybe not the first movie, but if that first movie is a success, he's gonna want his money. People that win on the Oscars, they don't work for cheap. So it's my opinion that Michael Jai White would have been a better selection, but I think this guy can definitely kill it. I'm having some trouble, if you can hear me, with my connection. Please bear with me. I'm trying to get it back working. Is that better? Is that better, Gabe? Any other Hill clans there? I sent invites to the three Hills people, Trey, Kim, and Sarah. Any one of y'all here? What's your take on the Matrix 4? I don't know. I've heard it definitely doing a Matrix 4. I heard Trinity's going to be back. I don't know how they're going to bring her back, but I'm looking forward to it. I think that the Matrix is going to be awesome. I've always liked the Matrix. I don't see how they're going to bring back Mr. Smith, but they may bring back or Agent Smith, whatever you call himself, Mr. Anderson. But I think it's going to be awesome. Not sure when they're going to start filming that. I don't know if that could be conflict with John Wick 4, but John Wick is hell, boy. If you haven't seen John Wick, you need to go see it. John Wick is awesome. I have never seen him and Holly Berry for their. I have never seen two people kill people that efficiently with guns in my life. Two guns and two dogs. I've never seen it, but that whoever choreographed that scene as perfection. That's one of the best scenes I've seen in a movie in a long time. I'm trying. Yeah, if you haven't seen The Boys, check out The Boys. That's a good boy. Those 8 episodes, they have you glued. I have just started watching something now called Carnival Row. It's another Netflix, not Netflix, but Amazon original. It's something back in early English time, like when Jack the Ripper was out killing people. But now it's kind of like a mixture of Jack the Ripper, England, and what's that show that used to come on? True Blood, because they got like fairies and different kind of mystical animals that's coming into the world. It's called Carnival Row. You need to check it out. I watched 2 episodes earlier this morning. It's another 8 episode of Amazon original. Amazon is catching up. I'm not sure where they're getting their ideas or their directors from, but they're pumping out some good material. I have a what's the thing? I got a Kindle, so I'm able to see it on Amazon Prime. But if you got Amazon Prime, or if you got a Kindle, go on there and check out it. It's called Carnival Row. It's good, very good. For those of you, I'm about to been on here right at 50 minutes, so I'm about to end this. Hold on 1 minute, please forgive me. Getting a dry throat. Oh, that's better. For those of you who watch Power, it comes on 8 o'clock on Stars Network. There's some of you, like my buddy Tony Brown, who has some kind of app. He already watched it earlier this morning. I told him, don't say one damn word to me because I don't want to hear it. But at 8 o'clock, I will be watching Power, Season 6, Episode 2. And immediately after Power, probably about 9 o'clock, 9:15, I will have my reaction to Episode 2, Season 6. If you want to join me then, please join me. If you don't know, and if you join me, I'm telling you right now, I don't keep no, it's going to be full disclosure. It's going to be full. I'm telling everything. I'm discussing it. If you don't want to know, if you want to watch it for yourself, then don't tune in to me because this is spoilers. It's going to be full spoiler. I will be talking about everything. About that knucklehead Tyreek, that trifling ass Tommy. I'm a big time Ghost fan. I'm pulling for Ghost. I hope he come out on top. Now, I did watch several Power. No, I don't watch Walking Dead. They killed off the main character and his son. It lost me. So I don't even watch Walking Dead. But from what I'm being told, 2 or 3 days after Power goes off in January, you're gonna show I think 10 episodes, then take a break, a hiatus, and then in January show the last 5 shows. So it's gonna be 15 shows this season. And about 2 or 3 days after that last show, they're gonna do what they call Power Plus or something, a Power Year 2, some kind of Power something. It's a spinoff. And on a recent interview, 50 Cent said it's gonna show Tyreek all grown up. So Tyreek, I guess, survives the show. I'm not sure whether Ghost, Tommy, Keisha, Tasha. I don't know who going to live or die. Basically, they say when everybody knows everything, that person usually dies. So that's what happened to Angela. Angela, if you haven't watched it already, Angela, who was the love interest for Ghost, she is dead. She got killed on the first episode. I'm sorry if you didn't know that, but that's what happened. Basically, Power is the best show on TV. According to 50 Cent, is the highest rating show of African Americans and Hispanics. So I'm definitely gonna be watching at 8 o'clock. You can catch me back here on live stream at probably 9:15, 9:10, and we'll be discussing the second episode. I'm going to open up for one more question. Anybody have one more question that's still with me? If not, then I'm going to tell you as always, thank you for subscribing to my channel. Please invite your friends. Please share the link. Please give me a thumbs up. Your thumbs up is very much needed and wanted because it helps in the algorithm and it helps me get on the higher seating on the pages whenever someone pulls up this type of topic. As always, I need you to stay cool. Need you to stay safe. Did you watch the new Chappelle Netflix show? I saw one a minute ago. I'm not. When did it come out? It came out probably about 2 or 3 months ago. If it's that one, then I saw it. I saw some of it, but I did not watch. If it came out later than that, I didn't watch it. I spend most of my time watching YouTube stuff, trying to stay up with comic book news, so I have something to talk and know what the hell I'm talking about when I come on the air with y'all guys. But try and catch me again tonight if you're interested in Power. I'll be back at about, like I said, 9:15. And as always, stay cool, stay safe. Peace.